We are going to have a look at measurement and conversions and ordering measurements as well. Let's first have a look at converting between centimeters and millimeters. Because there are 10 millimeters in 1 centimeter, we then need to know what the conversion is going from millimeters to centimeters, because it's quite clear that going from 1 centimeter to 10 millimeters, we times or multiply by 10. So whatever our centimeter measurement is, so if it's 3.5 centimeters, we need to multiply that by 10 to get 35 millimeters. Right, now going from millimeters into centimeters, we know that 10 millimeters is equal to 1 centimeter, but what do we do to 10 to get 1? We do the opposite of what we do from centimeters to meters, so we are going to divide by 10. So the important number to remember here is 10, because that is our conversion. When we're converting between centimeters and millimeters, our conversion will always be 10. So that's an important number to remember. And when we're going from the bigger measurement, such as centimeters in this case, to the smaller measurement, which is millimeters in this case, we will always multiply. And the reason for this is because if we were to pretend that that is 1 centimeter, in 1 centimeter, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 little millimeters. So obviously, in this space, that space we can call 1 centimeter, and this space we can also call 10 millimeters. So the actual measurement is exactly the same, but if we want to measure it in centimeters, our number will be much smaller. It will be 10 times smaller than if we were to measure it in millimeters. So that's just important to remember. So when we're going from the big measurement, centimeters, into millimeters, the smaller measurement, we will always be multiplying. And when we go from millimeters, which is our smaller measurement, into our centimeters, the bigger measurement, we will always be dividing, because the number has to get smaller. Right, so let's have a look at an example. So if we've got 35 millimeters, just like what we had here, 3.5 centimeters was equal to 35 millimeters. So in exactly the same way, 35 millimeters will be equal to 3.5 centimeters. And that is because we go from 35.0 to 3.5 because we are dividing by 10. Right, let's have a look at another example. If we've got 440 millimeters, converting that into centimeters, we would just divide by 10, so our answer would be 44 centimeters. Right, if we have a look at 306 centimeters and converting that into millimeters, we need to divide by 10 because we're going from our bigger measurement to our smaller measurement. So, I beg your pardon, we need to multiply by 10 because we are going from our bigger measurement to our smaller measurement. Our number needs to get bigger. It needs to get 10 times bigger. So we've got 3,060 millimeters. Now let's have a look at that same number, 306 millimeters. Now if we're going from 306 millimeters into centimeters, we now need to divide because now our number has to be getting smaller because we are going to a bigger measurement. So 306 millimeters is equal to 30.6 centimeters. If we have a look at meters and centimeters, 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So when we are going from meters to centimeters, whatever our number here is, we will be multiplying by 100. If we have the number 365 meters, and we're wanting to convert this into centimeters, we need to multiply that by 100. So that answer will be 36500 centimeters. Right, if we have the number 1.062 meters, and we are wanting to convert that into centimeters, we need to multiply it by 100. We are going from our bigger measurement to our smaller measurement, so the number has to get bigger, which is why we are multiplying. So our answer, we go from our decimal point 2 spaces to the right because we are multiplying. So we've got 106.2 centimeters. Right, now let's have a look if we do it the other way around. 100 centimeters is equal to 1 meter. So we are dividing by 100 when we go from centimeters into meters. So 1 centimeter is therefore equal to, if we write our 1 as 1.0, our 1 centimeter is equal to, if we divide this by 100, we move from our decimal point 2 spaces back. So our answer is 0.01 meters. So 1 centimeter is equal to 0.01 meters. Let's have a look at another example. 32 centimeters will be equal to, we've got to divide that by 100 to get into meters. So we go from the end of our, because it's a whole number, we put point or 0.0 at the end. It doesn't change the value of the number, it's just to help us work it all out. And we divide by 100, so we bring in 2 decimal points, 2 decimal places, and we end up with 0.32 meters. If we have a look at another example over here, if we've got 4, 5, 2, 3 centimeters, and we are wanting to bring this into meters, we go from the end of our whole number and we bring in 2 decimal places, and our answer will end up being 45.23 meters. One kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. So when we are going from kilometers into meters, which is we're going from the big measurement into our smaller measurement, we multiply by 1,000 because our number has to get bigger. When we are working the other way around, so working from meters into kilometers, we need to divide by 1,000 in order to get our kilometers, because going from our smaller measurement to our bigger measurement will mean that our number has to get smaller. It has to get 1,000 times smaller. So bearing this in mind, let's have a look at some examples. If we have got the number 3257 meters, and we are wanting to convert that into kilometers, what we do is we go from the end of our whole number, we can put 0.0 at the end. Because we are going from a small measurement to a bigger measurement, we need to divide by 1,000. So we bring in 1, 2, 3 decimal places, and our answer is 3.257 kilometers. If we are working with the measurement 3.7 kilometers, and we are wanting to convert that into meters, what we need to do is multiply 3.7 by 1,000. So if we write 3.7 out here and we multiply 1, 2, 3. You move your decimal place 3 places to the right, even though we know that actually it's our place values that are moving to the left because they are becoming 1,000 times bigger. But just for the sake of working out, we can move the decimal place, even though we know that the decimal place doesn't actually move. But we will move it 3 places to the right, and our answer ends up being 3,700 meters. Right, let's have a look at 4.5 meters into kilometers and 4.5 kilometers into meters. So let's see the difference. When we are going from meters into kilometers, we know that we need to divide by 1,000 because we are going from our smaller measurement to our bigger measurement. So the number needs to get smaller. So 4.5 divided by 1,000, we bring in 1, 2, 3 decimal places. So we get an answer of 0.0045 kilometers. And when we are working the other way around from kilometers to meters, we've got 4.5 kilometers. So we end up with 4,500 meters because we move our decimal place 3 places to the right because we are multiplying by 1,000. One kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. So when we are converting from kilometers to meters, we multiply by 1,000. And when we are converting from meters to kilometers, we divide by 1,000. If I have 328 meters that I would like to convert into kilometers, I need to divide by 1,000 because I'm going from a small measurement to a bigger measurement. So I divide by 1,000 to get an answer of 0.328 kilometers. If I would like to convert 3/4 of a kilometer into meters, I need to work out what 3/4 of 1 kilometer, which is 1,000 meters, is. So I use my cross cancelling to help me. I divide 4 by 4 to give me 1, and 4 into 1,000 fits 250 times, and 250 times 3 gives me an answer of 750. So 3/4 of a kilometer is equal to 750 meters. If I would like to work out 0.903 kilometers into meters, I will multiply because kilometers into meters, I'm going from a bigger measurement to a smaller measurement, so my number needs to get bigger. 1, 2, 3 because I'm multiplying by 1,000. So my answer is 903 meters. If I would like to convert 30900 meters into kilometers, I would go from my decimal point at the end of my whole number and bring in 1, 2, 3 decimal places because I'm going from a small measurement to a bigger measurement, so my number needs to get smaller, which is why I divide by 1,000. So my answer is 30,9 kilometers. One kg is equal to 1,000 grams. So when we are converting from kgs to grams, we multiply by 1,000. And when we are converting from grams to kgs, we divide by 1,000. So if we have a look at 0.037 kgs, if we would like to convert this into grams, we are going to times by 1,000 because we are going from our bigger measurement to our smaller measurement, so the number needs to get bigger. So we go from our decimal place 1, 2, 3 places to the right, and our answer is 37 grams. If I would like to work out what 1/5 of 2 kgs is equal to in grams, I need to work out 1/5 of, or multiplied by 2 kgs, which is equal to 2,000 grams over 1, and 5 fits into itself once and fits into 20 4 times, so therefore fits into 2,400 times. Then I have 1 times 400 is 400, or 400 over 1. So 1/5 of 2 kgs is equal to 400 grams. If I would like to work out what 32,000 grams is equal to in kgs, I would divide by 1,000 to get 32 kgs. If I would like to work out what 9.302 grams is in kgs, even though this is quite a small number already, we will still have to divide by 1,000 to get 1, 2, 3. We put in our placeholders and we end up with 0,009302 kgs. One liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters. So when we are converting from liters to milliliters, we multiply by 1,000. And when we are working from milliliters to liters, we divide by 1,000. If I have got 963 liters that I would like to convert into milliliters, because I'm going from liters to milliliters, so I'm going from a bigger measurement to a smaller measurement, I multiply by 1,000 because my number needs to get 1,000 times bigger. So 963 multiplied by 1,000 is 963,000. If we take the same number, 963, but have it in milliliters and convert this into liters, we need to now divide by 1,000. So we take our decimal point at the end of our whole number and bring in 1, 2, 3 decimal places and insert our placeholders. So we've got an answer of 0,963 liters. If I would like to work out what 2/5 of 3 liters is equal to in milliliters, what I need to do is convert my 3 liters into milliliters, which is equal to 3,000 milliliters, and then I work out here 2/5 of, or times 3,000 over 1. So I can cross cancel, 5 goes into itself once, and 5 fits into 36 times, so it fits into 3,600 times. And then I have 2 times 600, which is equal to 1,200 or 1,200. So 2/5 of 3 liters is equal to 1,200 milliliters. One minute is equal to 60 seconds. So when we are converting from minutes to seconds, we multiply by 60. And when we are converting from seconds to minutes, we divide by 60. So if we have a look at 45 seconds, and if we want to find out what this is in minutes, we need to divide our seconds by 60. So we divide our 45 by 60, but we remember that a division is the same thing as a fraction, so it's our numerator divided by our denominator. So we can now simplify this fraction. Let's divide them both by 15, which is our highest common factor, and we end up with 3/4. So 45 seconds is equal to 3/4 of a minute, which is equal to 0.75 minutes. Right, if I would like to work out what 3/5 of 7 minutes is equal to in seconds, what I need to do is work out 3/5 of, or times, and then convert my 7 minutes into seconds, which is 7 times by 60, which is 420, and 420 over 1. And if we would like to do a little division on the side to see how many times 5 fits into 420, we say 420 and put our 5 there. 5 into 42 will fit 8 times, remainder 2, and 5 into 20 4 times. So 5 fits into itself once, and into 420 84 times, and then we say 84 multiplied by 3, and we get 4 times 3 is 12, 3 times 8 is 24, 25. So we end up with an answer of 252 seconds. One hour is equal to 60 minutes. So when we are converting from hours to minutes, we multiply by 60. And when we are converting from minutes to hours, we times by 60. So if I would like to work out what 3/4 of an hour is equal to in minutes, I need to convert my hour into minutes, which is 3/4 of, or multiplied by 60 minutes over 1, and then I can cross cancel 4 into itself once, 4 into 60 15 times, 3 times 15 is equal to 45. So 3/4 of an hour is equal to 45 minutes. Right, so if I have got 480 minutes, and I would like to convert that into hours, I have to divide my 480 by 60, and that will give me an answer. I can cross cancel there, which is 48 divided by 6. That'll give me an answer of 8 hours. So if I have got 3.5 hours, and I would like to convert that into minutes, what I can do is I can change the format of this 3.5, and I'll change it into a fraction, a mixed number. So I've got 3.5 is equal to 3.5 hours, and I know that 3 hours is equal to 180 minutes because that's 3 times 60, and half an hour is equal to 30 minutes because that's half of 60 minutes. So I've got 180 plus 30, which gives me an answer of 210 minutes. So 3.5 hours, or 3.5 hours, is equal to 210 minutes. One day is equal to 24 hours. So when we are converting from days to hours, we multiply by 24, and when we are converting from hours to days, we divide by 24. Right, so if I've got 48 hours that I would like to convert into days, I need to divide by 24. So because 48 is double 24, my answer is 2 days, because 24 fits into 48 twice. So 48 hours is equal to 2 days. If I would like to figure out what 3/4 of a day is in hours, I need to work out what 3/4 of 24 hours is. And I can put that over 1. So I can cross cancel here, 4 into itself once, 4 into 24 6 times, and 3 times 6 is equal to 18. So 3/4 of a day is equal to 18 hours. If I would like to work out how many days 16 hours is equal to, we know that it's going to be less than a full day, but then at least we can work out what the fraction of a day it will be by dividing our 16 by 24. So 16 over 24 will be our answer, but obviously we need to simplify it further. So let's start with 4. 4 into 16 goes 4 times, and 4 into 24 goes 6 times. So we could have actually used 8 for 16 and 24, but that's fine. Let's divide our 4 and our 6 by 2 again to end up with 2 over 3. So 16 hours is equal to 2/3 of one day. One week is equal to 7 days. So when we are working from weeks to days, we multiply by 7. And when we are converting from days to weeks, we divide by 7. So if I would like to work out how many weeks there are in 42 days, I need to divide my 42 by 7 to get an answer of 6 weeks. So there are 42 days in 6 weeks. If I would like to work out how many days there are in 7 weeks, I need to multiply my 7 by 7 to get an answer of 49 days. If I would like to see what 5/7 of 8 weeks is equal to in days, I need to first work out what 8 weeks is equal to in days. So I need to multiply that by 7 to get 56 over 1, and this is your answer in days already, your 56. And then we work out 5/7 of, or multiplied by 7. So 7 into itself once, 7 into 56 8 times, and 5 times 8 is equal to 40. So 5/7 of 8 weeks is equal to 40 days. One year is equal to 12 months. So when we are converting from years to months, we multiply by 12. And when we are converting from months to years, we divide by 12. So if I would like to work out how many years 48 months is, I need to divide my 48 by 12 to get an answer of 4 years. If I would like to work out how many years 3 months is, we know it's not going to be a full year, but we know that we still need to divide by 12. So 3 months is equal to 3/12 of a year, but we obviously need to simplify this 3/12. So we divide them both by 3 to get 1/4. So 3 months is equal to 1/4 of a year. Right, so if I would like to work out what 2/3 of a year is equal to in months, I need to work out 2 over 3 times by 12 over 1, and then I cross cancel 3 into itself once, and 3 into 12 4 times, and 2 times 4 is equal to 8. So 2/3 of a year is equal to 8 months. One decade is equal to 10 years, and 1 century is equal to 100 years. So when we are converting from decades to years, we multiply by 10, and when we are converting from years to decades, we divide by 10. When we are converting from centuries to years, we multiply by 100. And when we are converting from years to centuries, we divide by 100. Right, so if I would like to work out how many decades there are in 300 years, I need to divide 300 by 10, and I end up with 30 decades. If I would like to work out how many years there are in 3.5 decades, I need to multiply 3.5 by 10, and I end up with 35 years. If I would like to work out what 7.08 years is equal to in decades, I need to divide by 10, so I have 0.708 decades. If I would like to work out what 0.89 decades is equal to in years, I need to multiply by 10, so I have 8.9 years. And one more example, if I have 73 years, that will be equal to 7.3 decades, because I need to divide by 10. Right, if I would like to convert 3 centuries into years, I just multiply by 100 to get 300 years. If I've got 7.08 centuries, that will be equal to, multiplied by 100, I've got 708 years. 96.08 centuries will be equal to, multiplied by 100, 9,608 years. Right, now converting years to centuries, we divide by 100. So if I have got 9076 years, that is equivalent to 90.76 centuries. And if I've got 7688 years, that will be equal to 1276.88 centuries, because we are dividing by 100 each time. So because these were both whole numbers, we brought in our decimal place in by 2 places. When we are ordering and comparing measurements, the most important thing for us to do is to compare measurements that are the same. So if we have got 0,056 kilometers and 58 meters and 5900 centimeters. If we have got these three measurements, it is best for us to convert them all into meters because that is our middle measurement, rather than us trying to guess which of these are bigger or smaller. So if we were to arrange these three numbers in ascending order, which is from smallest to biggest, because when we ascend a mountain, we go from the bottom of the mountain to the top of the mountain. So we are looking for the smallest number first. So let's first arrange these numbers into meters, or convert all these measurements into meters. So from kilometers to meters, we need to multiply by 1,000. So our answer there is 56 meters. Then we've got 58 meters, and then 5,900 centimeters is equal to 59 meters, because we need to divide our centimeters by 100 to get our answer in meters. So as you can see, these measurements are actually already ordered from smallest to biggest. So we have to answer the question by ordering the original measurements that we were given. So 0,056 kilometers would be our first measurement. Then we would put our 58 meters. And then we would put our 5,900 centimeters. So that would be arranging these measurements in ascending order. Right, so if we are given some other measurements, let's say 500 mils and then 0,75 liters and 625 milliliters. Let's actually convert this 625 milliliters into 5/8 of 1 liter. So with these three measurements, again, we need to get them into the same measurement. So let's convert them all into milliliters so that we are not working with decimals. So we've already got our 500 milliliters here. And let's order these in descending order. So descending order, if we descend the mountain, we go from the top of the mountain to the bottom of the mountain. So we've got our 500 mils. 0.75 liters is equal to 750 milliliters, because we multiply our liters by 1,000 to get our milliliters. Then when we're working with 5/8 of 1 liter, we need to work out what 5/8 of 1,000 milliliters is. And 8 into itself is once, 8 into 1,000 is 125 times. 5 times 125 is equal to 625 milliliters. So we've got 500 milliliters, 750 milliliters, and 625 milliliters. Now, arranging these in descending order, 0.75 liters would be our biggest. Then we would have our 5/8 of 1 liter, and then we would have our 500 mils. So again, it's very important for you to use these conversions for working out purposes, but when you write your answer down, you've got to write down the actual measurements that they gave you in the first place. So we would first have 0.75 liters, then 5/8 of 1 liter, and then 500 milliliters, and that would be arranging these numbers or these measurements in descending order.